Yeah, she said she might talk to you later because she was doing some things.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
I should be live now, so uh
Right. Let me open my YouTube here.
yeah, you should be able to see me now.
Did you say your two beards?
What?
Did you say beer?
No, sorry. I said let me open my YouTube here.
Oh, I thought you said my beer right here, and I was like, oh, cool. I'm sorry. It's not you. I just misheard it.
she she's 2 hours. She's an hour in front of East Coast time, so it's almost five
And
o'clock. She
here
can start
it's almost
drinking.
3 o'clock.
Yeah.
Over here, it's almost 1 o'clock.
I'm in Central Time, so it's about noon. Oh,
Oh, it's
here's
like an
my
hour behind.
puppy. Here's my puppy.
Puppy,
Come
I'm a
here.
poochie.
Mm. Hey, come here. Come here. Come say hi. Come say hi. Come here. Come here, pup. Yeah, come here. Come here. Here's my girl. Here's my girl. Come say hi, puppy. Come say hi. Here she is. Say hi to every. You can't see anything. The light sucks. Come here, puppy.
But
Oh, oh,
the
oh.
your screen is like your screen is just a little
There we go.
square on the top, really small.
Yeah, that's because I was gonna have
The
my game
game.
on there, but now that I'm not doing that, um, there we go.
Oh, baby,
Boom.
cute.
There is my room.
Are you showing yourself?
Yes. Damn it.
I did not arcade.
Now yeah.
Mm-mm.
Man, my hair doesn't look all that good today. I need to get a haircut.
Yeah.
Get my hair straight. Like one side is really it's a lot longer than the other. I don't know if you can tell back from like that.
Hold on, I'm gonna get off and get on so I can try to see your screen.
Just go to
And
YouTube.
your lighting last night was really beautiful.
Yeah, I had this on.
Mm. It just shows their profile pictures. It's okay though.
Well, you're on Discord.
Yeah, are you live?
Yeah, I went back to YouTube.
Fucking YouTube. I told you you went on live and then all of a sudden it didn't tell me for like 12 minutes.
Yeah, it does that shit. It bugs me.
Yeah.
Because I gotta get it to Dennis's stream quick to mod it, and I feel like I'm the only fucking person. Like, Brago keeps banning people, and I had to unban someone he banned, and then he banned someone yesterday, and Cherry had to unban them. Like,
Was it DF?
I can't remember. It,
There was
it
one person DF that said something and all of a sudden they got banned and I was just like, what did they say that was so bad?
uh, well, they just said something like, I think they just said something like, I don't like what you're doing, Brago, or something like that. Like, I think it just had something to do with Brago, and I'm like, I'm trying. I tried to tell him, like, dude, you can't just. The first time it happened, he was like, I unbanned it, and he saw that I unbanned him, and he's like, oh, I'm sorry, Cody. Was I not supposed to do that? I'll let you do things from now on. I'm like, dude, look, no, I'm not like a higher mod than anybody else. We're all the exact same mods. We can all undo each other's bans. We can all, you know, it's not like I'm the king mod or something. It's just that I've been there longer.
Yeah.
And I
The
was
people
like,
joke,
I
the
tried to
people
tell him that
joking.
it's best to mod with a light hand than a
Yeah.
heavy hand, but he's not getting it. And I was excited because I wanted more mods that are there every day, because I've been there. I've only missed, I think, 3 streams since he started, and I don't get fucking paid. So
Maybe Dennis should pay you a salary so
I
you
wish.
do as he wants, if that's the case. It's like a group work, you know, and friendly. There, he shouldn't be like a dictator, you know. You are making him a favor.
Yeah.
Yeah, you shouldn't just go giving everyone one
You
button.
should
Ah,
pay
ah.
too, like
Dabs,
it's
man.
stressing to be
Yeah.
so many hours online.
And Dennis is now doing like 5-hour fucking streams, you know, and I'm going there every day, and because I'm on Social Security, so I don't have a job, so I don't have anything to do. So I feel like it's something I can do to give back, because I really like the community, but I have a really bad anxiety disorder, and I can't work.
Yeah, that's why I
So
stopped working in end of October. I was telling you at the pharmacy because I'm going through therapy, and then I was having breakdowns at work, and I can't be crying and trying to fill people's prescriptions and pills.
yeah, that's exactly what happened to me, dude. I would start. I wouldn't cry, but I would like start shaking really bad and like having really bad
too.
tremors. And my boss is like, "Man, you need to go home. You need to get some rest or something. Take care of yourself." And
I'll
then
be right back.
okay. And then he sold that store, and his partner owned a different store just down the street, because they were all Indians that worked at liquor stores that they got from the government for free.
Oh,
And
that's what's up. I would run one if I got one for free.
yeah, I would too, but they only do that for foreign people for some reason. So, and they would only bring, I was the only white person that worked there. They would only bring Indians from India to work there and come here to go through school. And they'd pay their school, and they'd pay their home, and give them, they didn't give them, they were paying them all under the table, basically. They were just giving them, they were paying for their apartment, they were paying for their school, and then they would give them some spending money.
Oh, wow.
And they would work at the stores for them until they graduated, and then they bring in another group of kids.
At
And
least they were doing something nice with them.
yeah, and that's why I didn't care. That's why I don't care that they're giving it to foreign people instead of Americans, because they're doing something good with it. I would rather than do it to Americans, so I could do it, so I could just get a free store, or could have when I was able to. Now I couldn't. I don't know. I don't know. I probably couldn't run a store with my mental state right now, but you know. I don't blame them for taking advantage of the system. I would do the exact same thing. You know, especially if I lived in a country like India. That's fucking crazy in India.
Oh, no doubt.
And come to America and get all these awesome amenities and be very, very wealthy, actually. And when their time ran out, they would sell the store to another one of their Indian friends so they could start the process over again. And when my boss sold the store, he did it to his friend. And like one of the first days, and he only did that because he didn't want me to lose my job. And they didn't actually need me to work there. And on like my second or third day there, I had a panic attack at home and passed out. And I didn't wake up until 3 hours after I was supposed to have been at work. And I called him and I was like, "Fuck, guys, I'm so sorry. I had an anxiety attack and passed out. Do you still need me to come into work? I can come in right now." And they're like, "Actually, I don't think we're gonna need your services, or we're not gonna need you to come in at all anymore." So I just lost my job.
A lot of people from other countries, they don't understand mental health as well. We were talking about that last night.
Well, they also, that store was owned by a different guy, and he wasn't so nice. And he, see, my boss that owned the store, he was there every single day. He worked his ass off. I mean, it wasn't really like hard manual labor or anything, but he did go there every single day. And, even weekends. And the other guy that owned the store, he just had other people do it for him. He never went there or anything. He might have showed up once in a while to do something shady probably, but
in my town we have a liquor store owned by I think they're Middle Eastern people. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
But they hire people from here, and they offered me a job once because they said they had a wanted sign. So I was
do not work for Middle Eastern people. I'm sorry. I know that sounds fucked up, but if you're a woman, be careful.
Oh, they had girls working there before, and the guy seems really nice. If someone calls in, like his wife will come in and work. And they've had other girls working there, and they're pretty lenient. They'll let you like stand outside and smoke if nobody's in the store.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, and the workers, they always seem really happy. Like,
the reason
they remember my name, and they're just like, "Hi."
The reason I say be careful. Well, at first I said don't work for Middle Eastern people, and then I walked it back and said be careful, because
you're okay.
I know a lot of girls that have worked for Middle Eastern people here in Kansas City, and they are like sexist as fuck and rapey as fuck too, man. Like, they hire hot women to try to fuck them, and then they fire them when they don't get what they want. It's like, I've heard so many bad stories from so many women.
That sucks. I mean, the Middle Eastern people I've met have been really nice and respectful. And the guy that runs the store, he's younger.
Yeah.
Gotta be in like his 30s. And he's always been really sweet. And then there's been women there that are just, older women. Like, I don't know, like, I don't want to say anything bad, just normal looking people, not like super, super hot, super dolled up.
Yeah. Well, that's good,
like
because you don't like hearing stories like that. I don't want that to be the case, but there's a lot of Middle Eastern countries still believe in Sharia law. So
yeah,
shit.
I've been bothered by all types of men. I've been stalked before. I've almost been raped. I've been followed. It's been a time. I always carry a pocket knife with me and pepper spray. And usually if I whip that knife out, guys are like, "Oh, you're a fucking crazy bitch." And I'm like, you're the one that's trying to fuck with me.
It's like, hey, bro, just stay out of my space. Don't fucking... If I was a crazy bitch, this knife would be inside you already.
Yeah. I've had a mace a guy before. I've been cornered.
That's fucked up, dude. People that, like... I've seen guys try to do that to women, and, like... I'm always like, hey, you need a ride? They're like, yeah. And guys get fucking pissed off at me for that shit.
You're like, you fucking asshole, you messed up what I was doing.
Like, hey, fucking, you trying to be a cock blocker? I'm like, no, dude. I was
That's
like,
not how you talk to women or get
you're
women.
cock blocking yourself, bro. I'm trying to get her out of an awkward situation, you fucking freak.
Yeah, and I don't mind if a guy says something to me, and I'm like, hey, if you know they don't mean to be rude, they just don't know how to talk to people, and I'm like,
Yeah.
just think about how you said that. Just really think. They're like, oh man, my bad. I'm sorry. I didn't realize what I was saying. I'm like, "Yeah."
I was such a cringy kid. I am not gonna lie. I might as well have been. I wasn't an incel, but I mean, because I would fuck, but I acted like I was so. God damn, I was such a cringy kid.
Live and learn.
When girls would ask me something like, you know, when you meet a girl and you're hitting it off and you're asking all kinds of just stupid questions like what's your favorite color, what's blah blah blah. Like she asked me what my favorite flavor was and I was like pussy.
That's so fucking stupid.
I know, right? But I thought I was like fucking Don Juan, dude.
You should have been like your butthole.
At least I might have gotten a genuine laugh from that. God. You know, I was, yeah, and my when I don't even remember probably half the girls I've slept with because I'm a recovering addict, so I would get really fucked up with these people and
Oh yeah.
I remember bits and pieces of some of it and people and names, but it was usually just like a one night stand real quick. I'd meet somebody and then we'd hit it off and then go fucking never talk again because I just went to a lot of random parties and shit like that when I was a kid because I went where the money went for dope, so
I see.
So I never actually learned how to talk to women because I never had an actual girlfriend to stay with long enough to learn how to treat respectfully.
I see.
And then my first girlfriend that I did have like that was toxic as fuck. She used to beat the fuck out. She beat the fuck out of me and I got arrested for it. I got arrested for a fucking violent crime and she was yelling at the police. She's like, he didn't even touch me. I just wanted my shoes back. And the police literally said, well, don't call us for stupid shit and next time this won't happen.
Oh,
But it
man.
happened to
They're
me.
wasting their time.
Yeah, I didn't do it though. And they actually called the paramedics because she bit me on both of my shoulders. I don't know if you can still see, you can't see the scars in this light. Yeah, dude, she was breaking my shit. She was going insane. She was punching me in the face. I had fucking, like, my eyes were all black. My nose was bloody.
Oh my god.
I had to bear hug her and pick her up and walk her out of my house and lock her out. And what happened was she was banging on the door because it was snowy outside.
Yeah.
And she was just in her, like, sleeping shit. And I was like, shut the fuck up, I'm getting your stuff. But she was like banging on the door trying to get inside, trying to fight me. And my neighbor, I didn't know this, but because my neighbor was real private, she was a pretty girl that my roommate and I tried to talk to, but she wouldn't talk to either of us. And we didn't know this, but like I guess right before we moved in, she got beat up real bad by her boyfriend. And so when she heard my girlfriend out there screaming on the front porch and banging on the door, she didn't know that she was outside trying to get in, and so she called the cops. and thought that and told the cops that I was beating my girlfriend up. And it was because she had been traumatized and gotten beat up, and
You
thought,
should have just said, I hear a fight going on, I hear screaming. Can you go check it out?
right?
You know?
And what ended up happening was my girlfriend said she ended up coming out after she called the cops because they told her to go ask her if she needed help. And she said, "Do you want the cops to come here?" And she's like, "Yeah, I want my shoes back." And so the cops came, and Corey was my ex. She was banging on the door the whole fucking time, and the banging never stopped. So I was collecting all of her clothes, all of her stuff, and so the door started banging again, and I kicked it open because it had not one of the round handles that you turn, but one of the flat ones that you push down, so I could
Yeah.
push it down with my foot, and I kicked the door open like as hard as I could, and I just threw all of her clothes and shoes and everything out the door. And there were two cops there with ARs pointed at me.
Oh my god.
Like,
That's so scary.
they had their guns drawn and pointed at the door before I even opened it. And then I threw all the clothes when I kicked the door open. I'm so lucky I didn't get shot. And they had like they had underwear and bras hanging off their guns and shit. They had to take them off. They were so fucking pissed. And they already hated me. By that time, I had already been arrested like 5 or 6 times probably for marijuana. I've been arrested at least 8 times for marijuana. I basically spent my inheritance when I was a kid because my dad paid so much in lawyer fees. Like, I mean, he's still got money, but I like I said, I've been arrested like 8 times for weed, but I've been arrested for one DUI. Don't know how it was only one DUI because I've wrecked many cars. But I got good at avoiding them, I guess. My lawyer gave me a lot of good tips.
Well, I'm glad you're okay.
Yeah, I'm lucky. I don't, and you know, the thing is, now one of the things that keeps me sober is like, dude, if I drove and killed somebody and didn't even remember that I did it, but I knew that I killed somebody, and that might end me, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know if I could handle that.
You don't want that on your conscience.
Hell no. And that could have easily happened because I drove my cars like a madman. I would drive like over 100 miles an hour everywhere. And
Holy shit, Corey.
yeah, and I've totaled probably at least 10 cars. My dad's bought me so many cars as well.
Wow.
Like, I'm not, like, he bought me new cars and shit, but
Just a car is a car, though. It's
a couple $1,000 car is, yeah, dude. Like, I spent, I thought I spent $2,000 on this car, but I think my dad never actually took the money. I think that's what happened. But the one I have now, I've had for at least, I think, 5 years. 4 or 5 years now. Because I've been clean. I don't drive it fucked up. And at one point in there, I developed a really bad alcohol problem, but I wouldn't drive drunk. Like, I refused to do that.
Yeah.
because I had already had years of being sober from opiates, looking back and realizing that me totaling 10 cars and still being alive is an amazing thing. Especially
Yeah,
with my
someone was
last
watching you.
wreck. I remember one
Oh,
time.
kitty. Sorry, my cat's trying to eat plastic. No, bad
Oh,
kitty. All right, sorry.
I remember one time I wrecked a car into a light pole, and I was
Oh shit.
sitting there super fucking pissed off. Like, I could tell my car was totaled. I could just looking at it. And then all of a sudden, the fucking airbag went off and hit me in the face and, like, knocked my ass out.
Dude, those hurt.
It was
I've
the
had an
worst I'd
airbag to the
ever
face.
been knocked out. Yeah, but it didn't go off during the crash. It went off after the fucking crash.
Shit, what kind of car was it?
A Ford
Was it a Chevy?
Taurus.
Ford Focus?
Ford Taurus.
Oh, so the older ones, right?
Yeah, it was like a 90s one, I think.
Oh, that sucks. Those are supposed to be kind of decent cars.
I had an 80s Ford Taurus. It was my first car that I wrecked, like, I think the first day I fucking drove it. I swear to
Damn, dude.
God. Oh, God, I was such a fuck up.
Oh,
But,
yeah.
it was an
Look back at
87,
Lambo.
and it was a fucking tank. I had two 90s Ford Tauruses, I think, and both of them were pieces of shit. One of them, the
Yeah.
transmission went out because I was driving it like 120 miles, and I was driving it to the top of the Governor. That would let me.
Oh, man. Did you do maintenance on it?
Yeah, and because I would actually, I would do it myself back then. I would change the oil and stuff. I actually did do that back then, but
Transmission oil?
no, hell no.
Yeah, because if you don't do the transmission, it's gonna.
Well, most of my cars that I've ever had have had self-contained transmissions, so I'd have to like I don't know how to get in there. I think you have to like siphon out the old shit, and I don't know how to do it. I've always had newer cars, so I never got to actually work on my cars. The only thing that I was ever able to do other than changing the oil was my dad taught me how to change an alternator once, and also small things like thermostats and stuff, but like they don't have carburetors, they're fuel injected, so I never really learned how to work on cars. I learned how to change brakes and shit. I can change brakes, and I can change a tire and wheel and stuff like that, but I don't consider that like car work. That's just kind of normal maintenance.
Yeah, but it's still gotta know how to do that. Some people don't even know, like,
Yeah, that blows
where
my
the
mind that
anything on the car.
it's like, how could you not know how to change a tire? It's a thing that has 5 bolts in it. What do you think you have to do? Take the bolts out. How do you not know how to change a tire, bro? I know a lot of people that didn't know how to do that. I'm lucky my dad tried to teach me.
Yeah.
And I guess, but yeah, that time I got knocked out by the airbag. It was like probably even like 3 seconds after the crash. All of a sudden it went off, and like it rocked me so hard. It knocked me out, and I remember getting up. I fell out of my car, and I remember it hurt so bad. Like, it knocked the air out of me too, and it like my neck snapping back. was like
The whiplash.
one of the worst pains I've ever felt. It was like I could feel it go all the way down. Yeah, I guess must have been whiplash. It was like I could feel it go all the way down my back, but it was all in one spot at the same time, and it was so painful. And I literally could not get up. I had to crawl to the sewer grate to throw my needles down the drain.
Oh damn! Yeah, you don't want them to see that.
Yeah, because I hadn't used them, but they would obviously assume that was the source of the crash, and it was. Even though it was, I didn't shoot up. It wasn't. I didn't use them. I just, I did not want to get caught with them either.
I hear that.
Because that's instant. Like, they can get a warrant easily for your blood if they find paraphernalia like that in a crash scene. And I somehow survived all of that crazy part of my life. That is insane on its own, because I know people that didn't. And now I'm starting to see a lot of people in treatment that I used to know. And
dude, shit's got really bad, especially after pandemic. I feel like everyone's a little fucked up.
Yeah. Overdoses.
Everyone's fighting. I'm so sick of everybody fighting, you know?
Yeah. Fuck, who was it that was saying, it might have been Dennis, or Ethan, I can't remember, that was saying like, or even one of the people they were arguing with. I think a lot of people came to this conclusion that the pandemic was going on, everybody was, pissed off at everybody else that didn't believe what they believed, and it was a really heated thing because it was a big deal. It's a fucking pandemic, and some people treated it like it wasn't. But it ended up getting into places it shouldn't be, like politics, which got people heated and mad, and everyone was pissed. Alcohol consumption went up so much.
Like drunk every day.
Dude, it went up so much that I think they had like problems sending alcohol to the stores.
Oh man.
It was getting bad. Like they at the same time, I think they had changed some laws to make it easier to deliver alcohol if you get a permit. That used to be illegal. People used to ask me all the fucking time. Here.
Alcohol. Like DoorDash, it depends on what store. Some stores have a contract, so you can order groceries and beer and liquor.
Well, I used to work at a liquor store after we also opened up a pizza joint inside of it, and people would beg me all the time. They're like, dude, I will give you a $50 tip. I'll give you a $100 tip. Just bring me a bottle of whiskey or whatever. And I'm like, bro, I wish I fucking could. And if I could, I wouldn't even ask you to tip me. You wouldn't even have to tip me that much. I'd just do it. But I'm like, dude, if I got caught doing that, I would lose my job for sure, and I would never be able to work in that industry again. Or at a bar or anything. Because that's an insane thing to be able to just order alcohol. Alcohol is so dangerous, and you can die from not drinking.
It's dangerous, I feel like.
Yeah, and
it's always so relaxed with it.
Now with Venmo and shit, you can order fentanyl if you want.
Yeah,
China doesn't give a fuck.
Using like the Uber and everything, and where people don't know what they're delivering. And all of a sudden, when they have like a gun pointed towards their head and shit, they're like, "I didn't sign up for this."
Dude, that happens all the time. That's why I think people that drive for Uber and carry a gun are fucking stupid. I'm like, are you actually think you're gonna get in a gunfight when someone pulls a gun on you? Just give them your fucking package. It's not even yours, dude. You're getting paid shit for that job. Just give them whatever the fuck they want. Even if it's, what do you got? A couple $100 on you? Say it's the fucking companies and they'll recoup it. I was a delivery driver and for most of my career after I stopped being an electrician.
Oh, you were doing that?
What?
I said, oh, you were doing that? That's good to know. Good to know that stuff. Katie, no! My cat's like freaking out, looking at the snow in the window, and he's pulling up the blinds. Here you go, I'll open it for you. Sorry. No, it's good to know those handy kind of things.
Yeah, I also had to get my food handler's permit. I never got it renewed though, so it's expired now.
Is that like an electrician's permit?
No, a food handler's permit.
Oh, food handler? What do you mean?
For working with food, being a delivery driver.
You have to get a permit for that?
Shit. Yeah, you're supposed to have a food worker's card or food worker's permit.
Oh, over here I worked driving before for Jimmy John's, a sandwich shop.
Yeah.
And I just got hired, and there we go. I
worked for them for a little bit, or my cousin did, and he used my car for it. I don't. How much did they pay you?
So this was probably like 5 years ago. I was doing it on top of my dental job, so I'd leave my dental job and go there a few days a week for 4 hours.
Yeah.
They were paying me $9.25 plus tips.
Okay.
And one night I made $150 in tips on top of the $9.25 for the 4 hours.
Yeah, that's what I thought, because my cousin, that's what they paid him too. He said he was super busy though doing it, but that means the more busy you are, the more tips you make. That's fine. So he was always putting gas and shit in my car and helping me out, so I didn't mind letting him use my car.
I had my regulars too. Like sometimes someone else would come.
Oh yeah.
The sandwich. They're like, "Where's the tall girl?"
You get regulars for sure doing that. You get regulars for sure doing that job.
Yeah, and you know what? People, like, I made sure the package and everything was nice. Other people would just, like, put the sandwich in the bag and have grease all over it.
Yeah.
Kind of hand it to them all crushed up. I made sure the bag was, like, really nice. I had a little clipboard for them to sign the paper. Because people are like, alright, you can just sign on the bag, and it's like, it's a paper bag, how am I gonna use this? And people are like, wow, you're going above and beyond. I'm like, I'm just trying to give you a good service. I don't want someone to show up with my food all smashed up and nasty.
Yeah, and
you know what I mean?
I worked with a bunch of pizza places, and they all only paid half minimum wage, plus tips.
Yeah, that's shitty.
Like, I think that should be fucking illegal. Like, yeah. I don't get... I hate the tip system. It's nice getting cash every night, and that's why I did it, and that's why I was the same. Like, I would bring people extra sauce, like regulars. If I knew they liked certain things, I'd bring them shit all the time, and they'd take care of you, you know? But
yeah, one time I forgot someone's drink, and then I bought a cookie for them and gave them to them, the Jimmy John's cookies.
Oh,
yeah. Like, oh, thanks. Like, yeah, my bad. Here you go.
I've worked for a lot of different fucking delivery places, and all of them paid half minimum wage. But it was nice, like I said, getting tips every night. But I don't know why I stopped being well, I do know why I stopped being an electrician. It was because of drugs. It was why. But there was a time when I was actually working as an electrician and at a school.
Oh, school?
As a
Like doing maintenance?
janitor. What?
Were you doing maintenance in the school?
Yeah. No, I was a janitor.
Oh, I've done that too. I was working a dental office, and then I would leave and like do 4 hour cleaning at the elementary school I used to go to.
Yeah. And I got paid. That was the most I ever got paid too at the time, at least. It was like 11 something an hour, and then 12 when you are there for like 6 months or whatever, and you get benefits as well, and you work for the state, so you don't have to pay certain taxes as well, and it was a good fucking job. But the boss fucking pissed me off one day, and I just took my shirt off and left because I'd been working my ass off doing stuff, and he was like with this other girl who was causing drama, and he was fucking her like in like back rooms and shit. They were always fucking, and yeah.
Cochino.
And she hated me because she got pissed at me for leaving Kim. She's like, you can't leave window cleaner and people, or the desk cleaner in there. These chemicals could be dangerous. Kids can't play with them. They were found in there. And I was like, I didn't leave it. That's your room. I was like, you left that there. I didn't fucking do it. Don't blame that on me. That's not even my room. And so I told she heard me telling someone because her boyfriend shot himself in a cleaning accident. He blew his brains out. Really drunk, and so she was taking a bunch of Xanax, and I guess she thought I was judging her. I wasn't fucking judging her. I was on Xanax too, and
I was just paranoid and just
I was doing like Dilaudids back then and all kinds of crazy fucking hardcore opiates. So I wasn't judging her. I knew exactly what she was doing. I was like, I'm getting in trouble because she's fucking the boss and taking Xanax and blaming me. They actually, the next day, the boss came to the fucking school I was at, and I'm like, why the hell are you here? I obviously didn't say that to him, but I wasn't excited to see him. I didn't like him. He wasn't a good guy. And, the woman that heard me and the woman that were on Xanax were two different people, but they were both above me. And because I had only been there for like a few months, and it was summer, and we were redoing. So been working my ass off, because during summer you have to take all the fucking desks and stuff out of the school or into the basement and get it into storage. You have to get all the wax off the floor. You have to strip the floor, then you have to re-wax it. It's a huge fucking process, and you have to work your ass off to get it done fast because you only have the summer to do it. And I was pissed because when school came back, I can see maybe me not wanting to talk about drugs. I got written up because he said I was talking about drugs, and that's against our policy. And I said, what? I said, I got in trouble because my boss is taking Xanax and blamed me for something she left in a room, and it's summer. There's no fucking kids here.
Yeah,
Nobody, there's no kids are gonna hear me talking about drugs. What are you fucking talking about? And I wouldn't have been talking about them if you guys hadn't yelled at me for the person leaving that bottle in there and then blaming it on me. And he goes, well, you're still getting written up for talking about it. And I said, okay, here's your fucking form. And I took it from him, signed it, and then took my shirt off and wrapped my shirt around the form and threw it at him and just left. I was fucking pissed. I'd had enough.
I'd be pissed too, yeah.
But if I had just waited 2 weeks, that motherfucker got fired.
He did?
Yeah, if I had just waited 2 weeks.
You didn't try to get your job back after that?
No. Because I mean, honestly, I probably shouldn't have had the job anyways. I was a fucking... I don't want to say I shouldn't have had the job because I was a junkie, but
yeah.
At the time, I had painkillers like whenever I wanted them. So I never had to go through withdrawal. But if I had to go through withdrawal or something, like, I would have gotten sick at the job. And I think it did happen, like, maybe once or twice. I remember one time I couldn't even, like, I had to strip the floor in the bathroom and go, and it's, like, really intricate how you have to scrape all the shit off and, all the wax and stuff off the floor, and it was, like, I couldn't, like, do it. I was sweating like crazy, because opiate withdrawals, it's horrible. And I was doing, like, fentanyl and Dilaudids and shit back then. I knew a girl, her brother tried to kill himself, and he didn't want to shoot himself in the head, because I guess he didn't want to close casket or whatever, so he shot himself in the neck, and he somehow survived. He missed his brainstem, so he just broke his connection to his body.
He's paralyzed now?
Muscles, but his voluntary muscles were still working, or involuntary muscles, like breathing and stuff, I think were still working. I don't know if he had to be intubated, but yeah, he lived. But he had no control over his body. He had to have a straw thing that you blow into to move your wheelchair and to tell it what to do.
Man, at that point, I would really want to kill myself.
And yeah, and he did die. I think maybe 10 or 15 years after that from complications.
That's really sad, to be honest.
Yeah, it is. But at the time, all I cared about is that he was prescribed a ton of opiates and didn't like them because they didn't fucking help him. I guess. I didn't really know him. I only knew his sister. Come to think of it, I actually hope she wasn't stealing them. Shit. I never thought of that. No, she wasn't stealing them. There's no way. I still know her. She's my cousin's wife. She just had my cousin just had a son, so with her. So, but I know she couldn't have been stealing them because I was buying like the whole bottle, and that would have been found out pretty fucking fast. And I did it like for months or maybe even years. I don't know. But if I had just stayed, if I had just been like whatever, signed the form, 2 weeks later the guy would have been fired, and I probably would have been able to get them to throw that form out.
Yeah. Because you didn't really do anything wrong. You were just telling you were displeased.
Well, yeah, I was
telling... And you're not like, yeah, I had a party and I got really fucked up. You were just like, yeah, she's taking drugs and blaming shit on you.
Well, it was because I got written up for leaving chemicals in the classroom.
Oh my god.
And it wasn't me, it was the girl that was on Xanax, and she forgot it in there. It was her room, it wasn't even my room. I don't know why they blamed me.
Yeah, like this is not your section.
I don't know why they listened to her. And one of my co-workers asked me why I got written up, and I told him that, and they heard the manager that didn't like me, that got fired, she told the boss that she was fucking, that also lost his job. They didn't fire him, they just moved him. They fired the girl that he was fucking. But
like the Catholic Church, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. They just moved him and put someone else in charge. They didn't fire him, which I thought was kind of fucked up, because they knew they fired the woman for sleeping with her boss, and I'm like, wait, shouldn't the boss be the one that should be punished more?
Exactly.
Like, but they just moved him somewhere else. But he wouldn't have had anything to do with me, you know. They moved him to another not company, but another branch of the school. And so if I had, but I was like, I had an anger problem when I was a kid too, but
I've been through little rages myself. I hear you.
And also a serious drug problem. Like, I don't know if you know what Dilaudids are, but they're really fucking powerful drugs. It's like what they give you at the hospital usually, huh?
I remember filling them. I was in the process of learning, like I know schedule like 1, 2.
Oh yeah,
stuff like that. But I was about to start studying to take my technician test, but then I just started getting mentally all just fucked up, and I was like, I can't do this. I can't even.
Dude, I bet I could.
Or think straight.
I bet I could pass a technician test. Is there like can you just like pay to take it? Like,
oh yeah, I was training. They wanted at least a year, and you could take your test early. If you wanted to, but I had to study on the side, you know. So my boss gave me a study guide, and they had stuff online. And you know, I know a little bit about drugs, a little bit, but there's so much more to know. They want you to know the name brand, the generic brand, and a lot of times I'd get confused. But I started learning like all the different brands, all the different types, and.
I would definitely need to do that. I mean, I would see, the only ones that I'm really good with are the common ones and the illegal ones. Like SSRIs, MAOIs, I guess aren't that common, but you know, you need to know the interactions, you need to know the chemical structure, how they work, you need to know these things so people can be safe. You are like, the pharmacist is the line of defense that should be there to be like, you know, taking these opiates, I've noticed that you have a prescription, you've been taking a prescription of 90 milligram or 90, 80 milligram opiates. This is going to get you a lifelong addiction. Hey, hello, Carla. I don't know how long you have been here. If you just got here, I hope you weren't waiting too long. But hello, thank you for coming back. I'm just talking. I can't get my controllers to work, and I don't feel like fucking going out and driving right now to get a new controller. And I don't know how to stream my Switch. I'm sure I could fucking maybe figure it out on Discord, but
yeah, Carla, we're talking about different drugs, and I was working at a pharmacy for a while, training. It's interesting. There's a blood thinner called Warfarin. Have you heard of that one?
Warfarin?
Yeah.
Yeah. Warfarin is... Fuck, what is Warfarin? It's
for blood pressure. It's a blood thinner, but it has rat poison.
It's what's, I think it's like decon kind of shit.
Yeah, so when we disposed
Like-
of the bottles, we had to put it in a different container.
Dude, that shit is so dangerous. That's what they put people on that, like, my cousin had a heart attack because of a clogged artery, and he had to get a stent, so they had to put him on blood thinners, and then they found out he had kidney cancer, and they can't operate because he's on blood thinners. They have to wait for him to wear off, and they need to do the operation quick.
Yeah, definitely. And then if we did sulfas, we had to do it on a different tray. So we had a computer, like this thing that had a light, it had a computer, or like it had like an updated system. We would have to update it with USB. And it knew all the different brands, all the different barcodes. And if it didn't have it in the system, I would scan the barcode, put the NDC in there, and then I would have to scan the pill into the computer.
Yeah.
And then we could count it. And then if you got a tag from a script, you have to scan that first, and then you have to scan the bottle, and if it doesn't match, it won't let you do it.
Yeah.
So
And
there's a lot of steps like that. But for the sulfas, we had a different tray to do it because I guess a lot of people have a sulfa allergy.
yeah,
So, and then if we were done with the sulfa, we had to switch it back to a different tray.
that's smart. I
With all
mean,
these little things.
you don't want to be mixing meds anyways. Meds
Oh,
can
no.
produce toxic compounds when mixed in the wrong way. That's why fucking those, what are they called? The stupid shit they sell, supplements. You know,
Oh,
like
yeah.
in the pharmacy, like, oh, this is for a supplement for, you know, creatine, or this is vitamin B12, and you need this, all these fucking stupid ass supplements. Mixing, those things are dangerous. I think they need to be regulated.
Yeah,
But
I
as
guess
long as they say
regulated,
they're
yeah.
supplements and not FDA approved or whatever, they can just sell them, even though you're literally supposed to eat them.
Yeah, we had some vitamins that we would sell, but they were through a pharmaceutical company, not from
Yeah.
like a store brand.
Well, I mean, vitamins
And-
are different. I take vitamins. I take multivitamin because I don't eat a lot of food. I mean,
I should probably take some right now. I usually take
I
for
haven't
my
taken
hair,
medicine
collagen. I
today.
take glucosamine for my joints. I take zinc and vitamin D. I really need vitamin D because it's like there's no sun.
What day is today?
It's Friday, homie.
Friday?
Look, I'm getting my. You hear that? My multivitamins, hair, skin, and nails. It does make my hair thicker. Basically taking like prenatal basically, just like a little less. I haven't been eating much lately, so I need to have some other type of supplements in
Here
me.
you go, puppy.
I gotta start taking better care of myself. I just been kind of. There was like. So when my aunt died after Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
I wasn't sleeping or eating for days. It was like really sad, really. I told you how like kind of crazy my mom is. My aunt would defend me sometimes. And my mom was like going like crazy on me.
Really?
Yeah, so she died of a heart attack, or she had a heart attack and then she had 2 strokes that hit both sides of her brain, so she wasn't
Oh.
there.
Damn,
But she
bro.
She was in her 80s.
God had it out
She's
for
in her
her,
80s.
dude.
Yeah, she's such a sweet lady, and I
Sorry,
didn't
I'm
go
not
to the
trying to be
funeral because I
disrespectful.
can't see my mom or be in the same room with her. I'll start just panic attack and crying, and it's really bad.
Yeah.
I was gonna go to the funeral, then I got in a little argument with my dad, but we're cool. Like, I apologized to my dad. I don't mean to be disrespectful to him. He's really a sweet guy. They're just different generations, you know? And he grew up in Puerto Rico. It's different over here in America. So,
What do you think about Puerto Rico being a state?
I would love it. They do not help them. When they had the hurricane
Right?
earthquake, yes.
They don't get to
Even
vote
in-
either, right?
Well, the thing is that when they had the hurricane and stuff, even there was an English ship ready to go help them, and then there's some like law where America wouldn't let the the British helped them out.
Because of some stupid maritime law, they wouldn't let them give them aid?
Yeah, I forget what it's called. There's a certain law. And then they just get fucked.
It's the law
and then the last
of
hurricane
we want
they
to
had,
keep them
it
in
wasn't even a big
poverty.
hurricane, but it flooded everything because they don't have the right infrastructure. It's
It's-
a beautiful place, and the people are so nice. I love Puerto Rico.
It's the law of poverty. You see, it's like the banks that hold on to houses in downtown, and they keep the fucking real estate low in that area so they can raise it in other areas and make more money. So they
Yeah, like local tell, all these rich
purposefully,
people are coming in and buying out stuff and
and if
pushing out the people that actually live there.
And if Puerto Rico starts getting its shit together and getting aid from other countries, they're going to start wanting the U.S. to treat them good because they're supposed to be a territory of the U.S., which I don't even think territories... We're out of the age of colonialism. We don't need those anymore.
I know.
Do Puerto Ricans get to vote?
No.
I didn't think so. Okay.
If they're in America, if they come to the mainland, then yes.
What the fuck?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. If they come to the mainland, my dad can vote. But I think if you live in Puerto Rico, you cannot. I gotta look this up.
That would be insane. Why, that's so crazy. I would believe it, but...
They use U.S. money and everything. Like,
yeah.
You don't need a passport to go there. There's like Walmart.
Yeah, I do know that.
There.
It would. Puerto Rico is probably in a lot better off of a state than a lot of Central American countries, or even. I don't want to get into South America. Well, yeah, the U.S. has also fucked up South America really, really bad too. So, Puerto Rico's faring a lot better than a lot of those countries, but I don't think that we should be allowed to have it as a territory. I think we should make it a state or not a state.
Yeah, I'm reading.
Give it autonomy.
Puerto Rico legally defined as a natural-born citizens and therefore eligible to elect president, provided they meet qualifications. I don't know if that's...
Provided they meet qualifications. I don't know what the qualifications are.
I'm gonna have to text my dad. He knows. I mean, he's from there.
Yeah.
Oh shit! My cats are fighting. They go hard. They like flip each other over and slam each other down.
Yeah, that's how they play. Cats have different kinds of skin than we do, like dogs and cats, and bears and animals like that. They have two layers of skin, and that's why they can get clawed in their top layer of skin, and the top layer of skin just moves around over the bottom layer of skin.
Yeah, I usually only break it up because they're brothers, and the smaller cat likes to pick on my bigger cat, who plays nicer.
Yeah.
And he'll literally bite his inner thigh by his pee-pee and shit.
Jeez.
That's a low blow, and then my cat's going, like screaming really loud. I'm like, hey!
Well, if he causes damage, can you imagine the vet bill?
Yeah, I think he nicked my cat's eye too.
Oh.
There's a little, you could see his iris, and right on the side it kind of is indented a little bit. And I'm like, oh no! And it wasn't like that before. Well, they stopped fighting because I stood up. It's okay, babies, you can fight. Just be nice.
I feel bad that my dog. See, I live with my dad.
That's what's up.
And I feel bad because my dog doesn't have another dog, but she's so fucking spoiled between my dad and I. She is so spoiled, and because my dad's retired, and
Dog probably loves it.
she loves playing with the dogs that are next door. The woman behind us has two dogs that are really, really sweet.
Aww.
One of them used to be really, really aggressive, but it's gotten to know us, and it's gotten to know our dog and their new dog. That's a husky. It's very beautiful, and it's gotten to be really, really sweet. So they're really, both of the dogs are really, really sweet. And sorry I keep standing up and stuff. This chair, it's an old ass, like 90s or some shit office chair. And it keeps slowly going down. And
the thing, if you sit in it and it just...
Yeah. But it only does it just a little bit every once in a while when I move around, because I move around on it a lot and shit. I'm fat, but I'm not that fat. I'm only around, I think I'm down to 200 now.
Dude, I was like 175. I'm like 200 right now.
Yeah.
But I'm tall. I'm not small, so...
I got big. I just shaved my beard, and I feel like, I don't know if it's a lot or whatever, but I feel like my face is super full right now. Because I had a beard for a really long time, at least a few months. Probably should fix this a little bit. It's a little bit fucked up.
By the way, I'm in my kitchen, so I'm not looking at the screen. I'm chopping up some onions and garlic. I want to make frijoles charros. Have you heard of that? It's like a bean soup.
Yeah, no, I've not heard of that.
It's pinto beans, or you can use whatever beans, and then you put garlic, onion, cilantro. You can put like chunks of hot dogs, and you put bacon if you want. You can put chorizo, and then it's really yummy. It's really yummy. You put chicken stock in it too. And it's cold, and I know my stepson likes it, so...
Can you make it spicy? Thank you, Carla, by the way, Carla. I appreciate that. You can hear me, right, Carla?
Oh, yeah, I think I have a poblano pepper. I don't know what else I have.
Wait, poblanos, those aren't spicy.
Poblano?
Yeah.
It's okay. But then I have dried chilies. You know how they have dried chilies to make like salsa and stuff?
Yes, I gotta show you this. This is the kind of bottle. I have to buy these bottles. Hold on.
I'm coming back to the computer. So I usually like to do, can you hear me?
Okay, I'm back. Sorry, what? Were you saying something?
That's all good. I like your hot anime girls in the background.
Oh. I actually...
You nerd.
The Ray, that picture of Ray, I drew. I wish I had my art portfolio. Man, that sucks that I lost it. Or whatever happened to it. I drew it fucking perfectly, and I was so proud of myself. Okay, yeah, these are the size of the fucking... I just got into this one. I just finished the other one. These are the size of the pepper things that I use. Because I put dried chilies on fucking everything.
Oh, yeah. I'm telling you, dude, you have to go to the Asian store and get dried chilies from Thailand.
Yeah, you were talking about that.
It is. Oh my god, I think... Because I would put that in my soups. Yeah, that stuff is great. But the ones from Thailand, as soon as it hits your lips start tingling.
Yeah. Man, when you eat a lot of any capsaicin fruit, which are peppers, I do believe they're fruits.
Yeah, they're fruits.
They make you trip, I think.
Really? I never tripped off them. I just
you've never
ate a lot of.
You've never eaten
Southeast
like hot. You've never just sat there and ate habaneros till you got sick before.
I've eaten like peppers, like jalapeno peppers, but.
Have you ever ate like a scorpion pepper?
I don't think so. I don't just.
Have you ever just ate a habanero? Have you ever just like bit into one?
Yeah.
I don't
Usually
know.
I can take it.
I've had to eat like it's usually when I eat really, really spicy capsaicin hot sauces, but I've done it with habanero peppers. Yeah, you can fucking it's not like exactly like a mushroom trip, but it is like a trip of its own. Like that's why I really liked watching Dan on the H3 pod, where
You get the chip?
yeah, when he ate the chip and he lasted like he lasted like 10 minutes, long enough that it does like there's no reason to time it any longer. It's probably not going to get any worse after that.
Yeah.
But you can still get sick later on because it can upset your stomach. But yeah, I've eaten really spicy stuff before and gotten sick, and but I really enjoy spicy stuff. And I think when you eat a lot of spicy stuff, your perception can kind of it can jolt you a little bit, and it can feel like a little bit of a trip.
Oh. Sometimes I just get a little sweaty.
Okay. Thanks, Carla. If I don't see you later, I'll see you on the stream today.
Hi, Carla. Is she leaving?
Yeah. Come
Bye-bye.
on, puppy. What do you want? You can come in. What are you doing,
It's
silly?
cute she doesn't mind just listening to us.
Yeah.
But, I don't know, because I feel like stuff hits me different, but I don't know if it's because that I'm like Mesoamerican descent.
Yeah.
The Aztecs and the Mayans were eating peppers all day. And they ate pumpkins. They ate a lot of pumpkins too. People don't
Yeah.
know that. Tomatoes. I had so many people say, I don't like tomatoes. I don't like the
I don't
texture."
like tomatoes.
I love tomatoes. I can bite into it like an
Fucking hate
apple.
'em.
When I was
Oh
a
my
little kid,
god, no! I would get sick.
as a little kid, one of my snacks, I would slice up a tomato and put a little salt or lime on it, and then you're good to go.
That's what my dad
I love
does.
tomatoes.
He loves
They're so
tomatoes.
good.
He grows them all like every year.
Or tomatillos, you know the green ones? The tomatillos, they have like a, kind of like a outside
You want your treat?
leafy part, and then you rip it off, and the tomatoes underneath it. Maybe I should show you a picture.
Like a tomato with the skin on it?
Yeah, tomatillos. They're little green ones. You know the salsa verde, the green hot sauce? That's what they make it with.
Well,
I'll show you
I
a picture.
fucking love that shit. I thought they
That's my
made it with
favorite salsa.
jalapeno.
So yeah, let me see. So yeah, if even though I don't have a lot of peppers, I do have a lot of hot sauce and dried chilies I'm gonna put in the thing, and my stepson can eat hot stuff. Let me look up a tomatillo. Oh. It's tomatillo. Images, let's see. I think they're tomato. I don't know. I just eat them.
Hold on.
No, I just-
What am I doing? I'm on a fucking computer. What'd you say they were called?
Tomatillo. Here, I'll show you a picture. I'm gonna copy the name. Did it send? I'm on general. Oh, here it is.
Well, I don't. Hold on. I'll
There we
just
go.
click that. I've seen shit like that, but not
Oh, it says it's not a tomato.
that are tomatoes.
It's still good. Not a green tomato, even though it looks like it. It's actually a berry. Holy shit. I'm
a
just learning
berry?
shit. I'm like 35. I've been eating this shit my whole life.
I would like to try those. They look fucking awesome.
Yeah, and they don't have all that. They're not as like squishy like tomatoes.
Mm-hmm.
But this
Then
fucking-
I might
didn't know
like
there was
them.
berries.
That's the thing I don't like about tomatoes is that they're squishy, because they just makes me think of biting into a rotten watermelon. I don't know why. Every time.
That's the first time I heard that. I had so many people say I don't like tomatoes, but I live in not to say anything bad, I live in a pretty white area, but we have a lot of Hispanics and Asians out here.
Mm.
But yeah, it's hit or miss depending where you go. I would know where the good restaurants are.
I mean, no, I love salsa and stuff like that. I just don't like raw tomatoes.
Yeah, see, that's what a lot of people tell me. They're like, I only like it in like pizza sauce or
Yeah.
salsa.
I don't even like chunks of tomatoes and like cut up into my sauce or salad or anything like that. That
Pico de
pisses me
gallo? You
off.
don't like pico de gallo?
Keep that shit off my burger too.
I love it, but I'm crazy.
But well, I don't know what pico de gallo is.
It's usually a little bit of garlic. It's onions, jalapeno, or different types of peppers. Then you put a little cilantro in it, and it literally means like rooster's beak.
Oh, I fucking
Pico de
know what
gallo?
that is. I know what that shit's dank. Yeah, but that's like tiny, and that's just like the connective part of the tomatoes. It's not like the squishy part.
Yeah, so you just chop it all up together. You can make it hot. You can put like, I like to put spice through and then jalapenos. I'm forgetting the names of shit right now.
Yeah.
But it's
but-
really good. And pico de gallo means rooster's beak, like it's biting your tongue.
Oh,
Have you ever
really?
been bit by a chicken before?
Yeah.
Yeah, they bite
Not in
and
the
twist.
face.
Yeah,
uh,
they'll fuck with you.
yeah, by rooster, yeah, dude, those things are fucking hardcore. They're mean. I can see why they use them for fighting, although I think
I
they're
mean-
atrocious.
I made friends with some. When I went to Puerto Rico, my aunt, her house is on stilts, so they would park the car underneath,
Oh, that's
and then
tight.
you'd climb up the stairs. Yeah, but it's a rainforest. It's always raining. Like every other hour, it's raining.
Yeah, but if
But,
if I didn't have to worry about the weather, I would like something like that. That would be pretty tight.
Oh, it was beautiful. They had a banana tree, a mango tree, a coconut tree. I was like, I want a coconut tree. My dad took a machete,
I love
he cut
coconuts.
it down and chopped up the outer layer. You know coconuts are green, right?
Well, they start that way.
Yeah, they have the green outside. The brown thing.
I've
is the
never
middle
had a green
part.
coconut. I recently saw a chubby emu with a white one that had not. I don't think it had gotten that brown husk yet, but it had like the outside chopped off or something. It was like chopped into like this shape, and it had this little button thing that you push down and put a straw in to drink out of it.
Yeah, the coconut it has these 3 little holes, and then you push down in that. But basically they cut off it to make it a shape where it can sit flat with a coconut,
Yeah.
and then you just poke the hole in it and you can drink out of it.
Okay, so is that the only
so
reason it's
good.
cut?
Yeah, it's cut down so you can poke it out, and then it's so like it was amazing having a fresh one right off the tree. Like I've never had one so fresh before, you know. And I drank the inside of it, and then my dad chopped the top off, and then you can scoop the coconut out, and it's like butter.
Yeah.
And it's so good.
I've
I hate
heard
dried
young
coconut.
coconuts are really good, and you can do stuff like grill with them and stuff because they have a lot more of that white meat or something, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, the inside is lined with the white coconut meat. And, oh my god, that's the only type of coconut I like. I hate dried coconut with sugar. Ugh.
The brown ones, like the shaved part after you cut those open.
The shaved part that's dried and full of sugar, I don't like it. Like the stuff they put in
Oh, I
almond
do.
joys and stuff like that.
Yeah,
My
I
dad
don't like
likes all of
almond.
it.
I don't like nuts mixed with chocolate, but I'll eat mounds all fucking day long. I know
Oh,
people hate
wow.
mounds. I was so psyched when they got a redemption arc on H3's candy Halloween candy thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I fucking love mounds.
I love nuts. This sounds bad. I love nuts. But
well, I like cashews. I love cashews especially. But I don't like them mixed with
nuts
sweet
in my
things.
salad. I've had it with meat before. I've had like, I don't know. I just love all that stuff. But I did grow up eating a lot of fresh things. Like I didn't grow up like a lot of other American kids.
Yeah.
My parents. So I was eating like avocados and beans and rice every day. Like little salads and bananas, and we're not allowed to eat candy all the time.
I was when I was a kid. Now, I try not to buy a lot of candy because if I have candy, I'll probably eat it all.
Yeah, see, I used to eat a disgusting amount of candy when I could buy it, but now that I'm older, I like it once in a while. I'd rather have something savory than sweet.
And that's the same with soda pop.
Yeah, I can't drink a lot. Like once in a while I'll drink it, and I usually get a diet. Sometimes I'll drink a regular Coke, but
I try to drink 2 of these a day. This is a half of a liter.
What is it?
It's a half a liter.
Of what? I can't see it.
Well, it's water.
Kind of lagging. What?
Water.
Oh, water! Yes! That's the thing, I haven't been drinking water like I used to. I used to drink like a liter a day too, and now I've been barely drinking it, but I think I'm just kind of in a funk right now.
I think I should be drinking up to 2 liters, but I don't do a lot. I do when it's hot out. I drink a shitload of water, because I've always sweat a lot. I get hot really easy.
Oh, yeah.
Man, this is
I don't get hot easy, but I call it my Puerto Rican cooling system. I sweat a lot though, and I think when I sweat a lot, it cools me off.
Yeah, that's what it's meant to do. But if you're in a hot, humid environment like the Midwest is, it doesn't really help.
I kind of like being a little warm. Is that my husband thinks I'm crazy? I'm like, I like it a little.
All women do.
Oh no, I don't think all of my friends think I'm insane.
Yeah, I guess that's a pretty hardcore generalization to make. But every woman I've ever been with has been like, said I was like a heater, and they were always fucking cold.
I think women have their nerve endings can sense cold change quicker.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they get cold quicker. But for me, I didn't grow up with air conditioning. We didn't get air conditioning until I was like 13, and it was just like 2 air conditioning units in the window.
Well, you lived in Puerto Rico, right?
What?
Did you live in Puerto Rico?
No, I'm from Michigan. But my dad's from Puerto Rico, my mom's Mexican.
Oh, well, why did you just not, you mean central or like any, like window units?
Just window units, 2 window units, and there was nothing in the upstairs, so the upstairs was still really hot. So I was so used to it, my friends would come over, they're like, can we leave your room, it's too hot. I'm like, what, it feels great. They're like, you're fucking crazy, you have a hoodie on, and it's 90 degrees outside, can we go downstairs or go outside? We'd rather be outside. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I remember my friend's attic was like that. There was a room up there, and then there was like this weird secret room behind a panel in the fucking closet. I don't know what the hell it was for, but it was like perfect for like a grow room, and we kept all our weed and shit in there.
That's what's up.
It was like hot as fuck up there. We had to get like an air conditioner.
My mom's house is an old farmhouse.
It was too.
Didn't have central heating. Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't originally, but they did have that. They had central air put in.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. And I don't remember if our house on Snibar had central air because I think it was a pretty old house, but I'm sure we at least had air conditioning. But I know when I moved out here, when we moved out to Raymore, which is just right south of Kansas City, it's a suburb basically of Kansas City. It's just a few minutes away in some places. Um, it had central air, and we moved out there when I was 5. So I've had central air as long as I've been alive, basically.
Oh
Except
yeah,
when
that's
I
nice.
lived in some trailers or some places, like when I was using, and I wouldn't stay at home, and I would stay at like dope houses and shit. Sometimes, those can get pretty fucking rough, to say the
Yeah,
least.
can imagine.
Yeah, you don't.
Were you
If
at some trap houses?
you don't what?
Were you at some trap houses?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember being at places getting kicked in by the cops. I was so lucky I wasn't there that time when the cops came.
Raid the place.
So fucking lucky. Yeah, my friends were stupid as hell. They were doing like a shitload of meth and
Yeah.
ecstasy, and
Oh no! Why?
they like every day like throwing raves and shit, and they lived next door to a fucking high school.
Oh no. Yeah, that's not cool.
And they're throwing uh like raves and shit, and having known big drug dealers come around, and the police raided them one time. And what happened, I'm so lucky I wasn't there. My friend was cutting up an ecstasy pill on the table, and he heard a banging on the door, and they were all like, "What the fuck?" Because people never like banged or knocked on the rang a doorbell or anything really. Like they just came in and shit because it was we all
Yeah.
knew each other and it was just a party house. And so he went there to check it out, and as soon as he tries to open the door, they just fucking bust it open, and they knock him all the way back across the room next to the
Holy
table
shit.
he was at. And they picked him up, and they grabbed all the pills out of his pocket and asked him, "What are these?" And he's like, "They're
Yeah.
fucking Skittles. What do you think?" and then like they arrested everyone, and then when we came back, or when they came back, um they left a bunch of like the ecstasy pills in different places. They didn't like go through shit or anything, and they left that line that he was making on the table. There was just a really big fucking line of ecstasy on the table when they got back.
That is too funny.
Yeah, it reminds me of the time when the cops left fucking PCP in my car when I got shot at.
Holy shit, dude, it's scary.
Yeah, I've had guns pointed at me a lot.
I had a gun pointed at me once.
So this guy was smoking
Power vision
PCP, and I try to give the PCP, or they to the cops, right? I did,
Yeah.
I did give it to them, and I'm like, here, he was smoking this. This is PCP because I punched him, and he fell out of my car, and I guess that knocked the dip he was smoking out of his mouth, and he was hanging on to my car for some stupid fucking reason. Maybe he got stuck, and he's like, "Whoa, please stop! I'm begging you, please, please." And I was like, you just pointed a gun at me, motherfucker. But I did. I stopped. And then he got up and just tried to walk away like nothing. And just started to walk away like nothing even happened. And I'm like, you fucking
That's shitty.
diphead. Do you seriously think I'm going to let you get away with that? And I started chasing him. And I was like, dude, I'm going to cripple your ass. And he fucking
Yeah.
turned around and shot at me. And
Jeez.
so I just let him go, and he had one of my fucking cell phones from on that side of the car, and so we knew where he went, but the cops wouldn't do anything, even though they had the bullet casing. I tried to give them the PCP. They put it in my car on the passenger seat. And I went to sit in my car while they were doing something with the bullet casing. And I grabbed it and went back out. And I was like, hey guys, don't put this in my car. I don't want this. And I was like, this is the PCP that guy was smoking. And they, at some point, ended up going back to my car and putting it back in my fucking car in the cup holder this time.
That's fucking weird.
Yeah, I was fucking pissed. I threw it on the ground when I left. I looked down and saw it there, and I was like, "This fucking idiots!" And they knew I was a recovering addict because I was coming from the clinic at the time. It used to be in a really dangerous part of town, but now they moved out to South Kansas City, and it's not nearly as bad out there.
That's good. Yeah, that's some crazy shit, man. Sucks how people like want to pick it with you, and then when one little thing bad happens, they'll just fucking throw you at fire.
Yeah. And out of all the drugs that I've ever done, which, trust me, is a fucking lot. Oh, I can't even see my pup because it's too dark. PCP has gotta fuck you up worse than any drug.
Really?
Even fentanyl.
Yeah.
Even alcohol. In fact, PCP is so bad, they used to use it to anesthetize people for surgeries, right?
Yeah. Didn't they used to give it to pregnant women?
Yes.
And they would just cover their eyes and they would be tripping out. They would have the baby and they would wake up like, oh, my baby.
Probably. I mean, I don't know if they would give it to pregnant women because I would really hope that would not be transmissible to the baby if they were giving it to them.
Yeah, they give women something back in the day. They're like, oh, you're having a baby, they give you drugs.
Yeah, I know they used to use ether, which I think can also fuck with the baby, or it might not because they're just breathing it in, but I don't know about how stuff fucks with the baby as it's being born, so but I know like an epidural, getting a shot in your spine is going to go just to your brain. It's not going to go into your blood system, so it won't go to the baby. But I don't think they're giving PCP and epidurals. I fucking hope not. That would be fucking terrifying. PCP, yeah, okay, yeah.
Early 1900s.
Well, I think they didn't stop until the mid 1960s or so. And now they still use it for animal tranquilizers. The reason that they will not use PCP anymore is because that even one dose, like one surgery, people going under with it they were like having psychotic episodes and having horrible times, and some were even like becoming permanently schizophrenic and shit. Or
oh no, that's horrible.
Yeah, just from like one surgery going under with PCP, so they stopped using it on people. But some people still smoke it to get that, sedated effect, and it's a dissociative hallucinogen as well. So you're tripping fucking balls as well. Like the
Yeah.
whole world does not seem real. It seems completely fake. It seems like a completely fake world.
Yeah, that's why there's sometimes people running around and like freaking out and they don't know what's going on and
Yeah.
trying to fight people or it's sad. You know, Cody, like 2.5 months ago, it was at the end of September, this guy randomly showed up to my house at 7:30 in the morning on a Saturday.
Uh-huh.
And someone kept knocking and I don't like answering the door. Sometimes I've had I've had like an ex-boyfriend break in my house. I've had someone leave flowers by my steps. A
Really?
couple summers ago. Yeah, I've been stalked as shit before. I hate it. I don't really do anything, Cody. I work and come home.
Do you have
So-
like a Ring doorbell or some shit?
I don't. I have cameras around my house. So
Cool.
he knocks, and I was just like, "Who the fuck is knocking at my door at 7:30 in the morning?" I'm not gonna answer, right?
Uh-huh.
Or it was maybe 7:15, and then at 7:30 he knocked again, and I looked at my cameras, and this guy was like drifting off. He had his head down, and he kind of started slumping down.
Oh no.
And then I waited for him to walk away from the driveway, and then he started going on my driveway by some weeds, and he started
Uh-huh.
slumping down and like poking at them. Kind of walking slow, and then he would kind of slump over again and like poke at grass.
Yeah.
I think he was high on opiates. From what my friend told me, she knows
Probably.
more about drugs.
Probably
And then
fentanyl or
Yeah.
possibly benzos too.
So yeah, I answered the door as he
Holy
was at the edge
shit.
of my driveway, and I'm like, "Hey, are you okay?" He's like, "Yeah, is Juan home?" I was like, "There's no Juan
Oh
here."
my god. Yeah.
And then I was like, he's like, "Oh, okay." And then he started walking away, I was slow and slumping over. I'm like, "Do you need help?" And he's like, "No, I'm okay." And then he walked away. I actually called the cops to make a report.
Yeah.
I was just like, "Yeah, there's this guy coming to the door," because there's a lot of kids where I live.
Yeah.
So I wasn't really like upset with him. I more or less was just like, "God."
Yeah, like I'm of the mind to say legalize all drugs. And
Yeah, they do it in some other countries, and people do less drugs, and there's less crime, and
Yeah.
less people dying, and
It's
cleaner,
easier
safer.
for them to get help.
Yeah, instead of being treated like criminals and
It's
just going to jail, that doesn't fucking help.
it's becoming damn it. Come on.
More of a normal thing, they're more understood.
Yeah, yeah. And but you know, they're using Suboxone instead of methadone mostly because fucking they want the money from it, like Pfizer. Even though Pfizer was like the number one contributor of the fucking Oxycontin crisis or whatever.
There used to be a
And
Pfizer plant in my town that I was in. Right next to Lake Michigan, there was a Pfizer plant.
really?
Yeah,
Oh
but
man, I'm glad I didn't live in Michigan. I would have fucking been arrested for trying to rob it.
Yeah, they shut down and they moved to another place in Michigan, and they're trying to clean up the lake. It's in like Macapella, right next to the school in Michigan. And they donated the equipment, the pharmaceutical piping and machinery and all that to process the drugs to I think Michigan University.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we also have Perrigo out here. Is it called Perrigo? It's another company. I think they mostly just manufacture like aspirin and cold medicine. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, are you on Discord or are you like watching my stream?
I'm actually cooking some potatoes with onions and garlic.
Can you hear that music?
Oh, kinda.
Okay, because I'm playing a video game, and
Oh, that's fine.
I'm just wondering if you can like hear it.
Hope you don't mind that I'm cooking and stuff.
No, I don't care.
see.
I mean, honestly, I'm just streaming here. I don't just to see if people will come, and
I said hello on the stream.
oh
Let's see if
yeah,
they
I
say
saw
Elden Ring.
that. That came up instantly. I guess I don't necessarily need that, because I can play it on here.
What's wrong, Hamlin? My cat's walking around yelling. So his name is Anansi. You know Anansi? Spider god? He's a keeper of all stories, the spider god in West Africa. I'm nerdy. So my cat's Anansi, my other cat's Astral. I also call Anansi Ham or Jamoncito, little ham in Spanish. And then I call my other one pork or puerco, porquito. Well, it's jamoncito y porquito. Ham and pork. They're kind of chunky.
Yeah, let me turn this. No, that's damn it, turning it down. I want to make it easier to hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, I can't.
I mean, that's fine. It's whatever. Yeah, I'm playing Elden Ring. Was that you that I was talking to? That you had a Switch?
Yeah, remember last night when we tried to hook it up?
What? Hold on. Say what?
We were trying to
Whoa, holy shit. Wait, I'm sorry.
You're okay.
This is fucking so goddamn loud. You know what? Fuck it. If you do... Okay, so, what'd you say?
Oh, I was talking to my cat. He's like rubbing against me, wanting attention. These type of cats will follow you from room to room. The black Bombays. I have 2 black kitties.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, I love you, someone.
No, I'm
they have the couch. He's next to me. I was sleeping on the couch. He laid right on top of me and fell asleep with me. He's my little buddy.
Oh, it's doing this weird shit again. I meant, did you have a Switch?
Yeah, I have a Switch.
Okay, because I couldn't remember who I was talking to. I was talking to a lot of people about that shit last night.
That'd be me.
Since most of this is on Discord, we could play Switch and we could play Mario Kart or something if you wanted.
Sure, give me 1 second here. Maybe some about the food again. Oh my god, I opened my window just to crap and snow's already come in.
Oh, really?
It's blowing. There's like a big giant lizard outside. Literally, there's whiteouts. You know whiteouts, right?
Yeah.
I look outside and sometimes I can't even see my neighbor's house and they're not very far away from me.
Yeah, I've heard that's happening in a lot of places.
Yeah, I'm kind of used to it. This is not really so surprising to me. Other people are like, oh my god. I don't know.
Hey, Chrome, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and get off for now. I think I might try to take a nap before the stream tonight.
Alright, yeah, I'm gonna eat and do some things around the house. But that's totally cool, dude. We'll talk later in the live.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for coming to my stream. Thanks for it. Really helps me out trying to figure things out with this. I'm trying to figure out whether to use Streamlabs or OBS, but I'll work it out.
I'll be the guinea pig to help you fix it.
Thanks. I'll see you later. All right.
All right, catch you later, dude. Bye.
Bye bye.